One thing
25.
we said early on in the competition, Terry Jenkins had been playing well recently. He was
25.
many people's outside bet.
To throw first for the ball.
Well, he's here in the semi-final, one away from the final, just outside the top
25.
16 in the world rankings and looking to move up. Certainly not doing so any
Outside,
harm.
Michael's won the ball.
We'll get into the semi-finals
First leg, Michael.
and maybe even further.
Game on.
So get ready as Michael van Gerwen targets another final. Terry Jenkins
99.
can hope and dream after losing 7 big finals that this may be his moment, this may be his night. He has the game, of that there is no doubt.
140.
Well, yeah, certainly strange that, isn't it? They've both been in 7 major finals. Terry yet to win any. And Michael, as we know,
140.
won 5 already. Pre-tournament favourite, you have to say, at the moment, for most TV events.
Yeah, Jenkins
60.
dominant against Brendan Dolan in the quarterfinals with a near 99 average. Given a real scare.
100.
Michael van Gerwen by Ian White finally getting over the line. 10-8, had darts to win 10-5 and 10-6 and felt the pressure for a time, but
85.
he managed to win. Not left to finish here either.
Well, yeah, he's gone over the line, like I said before, not played his extreme best. Even though he's had 3 tumble savages. Sometimes missed that, but he hasn't looked comfortable all the time. And this man here, Terry Jenkins, can certainly exploit that with darts like that. Leaves himself double 18, but Van Gerwen 1-2-2. Needs a ball. Ball for Van Gerwen. Oh, on the wire.
Well, that brilliant 180 from Terry Jenkins. That's a great marker. But this, to win the first leg against the throw, has to win it, Well, when you get chances against Van Gerwen, you have to take them.
Oh, incredible. He's done everything right. Leaves himself double 18 before, well, he's got away with it. He will get another chuck. Both players feeling the pressure very, very early. Double 16 for a reprieve for Jenkins. Come on, he's saying. Come on. And come on, it works. In double 8. He takes the first leg. 1-0. Terry Jenkins.
Game on.
Break a throw. Yeah, and Terry Jenkins will trouble Van Gerwen. He always felt that this could be very, very close.
140.
That was an important dart. Van Gerwen had a chance at the ball, missed 2, and you know he's going to be under pressure.
83.
It looked like it was going to be one of those dodgy starts when they started missing the doubles there. But the scoring was pretty good. Jenkins seems to have found his range pretty quickly. Van Gerwen always seems to have a way.
94.
At the moment, 83 and 94 isn't enough. Back-to-back 140s here from Jenkins, who has found his range. He said, look at this, this is brilliant from Jenkins. 3 140s on the spin. And he said in his interview after his victory over Brendan Dolan that the treble 20,
96. So you require 81.
it looks as big as a bucket. That was his, his words to describe how his darts were going in. And this for an 11 darter. What a start from Jenkins. Fantastic.
I can't believe he was asking the scorer what he wanted there. Left himself 81. He must have done that thousands of times. He hit the treble 19. And that's the scorer what he needed.
130.
He hit it. Great 11 dart leg there from Terry Jenkins.
Yeah, you heard Matt mentioning that they've met in the last 2 UK Open televised finals.
60.
Back in 2012, both in the last 16. Jenkins winning 9-7. Last year, Van Gerwen won 9-3.
100.
Daphne, Michael van Gerwen's fiancée. But Van Gerwen will know
73.
he's in a game. Of that, there is no doubt.
Well, it's certainly remarkable when you think of the stature of both these two players. They haven't played each other that many times on the big stage.
59.
As you said there, this is the 3rd consecutive UK Open. Well, apart from that, the idea only 2007 is the only other instance
59.
to take away the Championship League darts. Hi to everybody.
44.
Well, 59 followed by 44, and yeah, just to further proof needed that Van Gerwen not quite at the races here in this semi-final, and Terry Jenkins
99.
must sense he won't have a better chance of beating him.
Well, doesn't need to go for it. He dropped a dart. A little smile to his face. It's not thrown, so it still counts. Single 12 leads double 16. Eventually tidied up.
Yeah, just important for him to get a leg on the board, isn't it, Van Gerwen?
40.
So, Van Gerwen looking at 32 to get going. Going to have to move, isn't he?
No score.
Well,
Terry
Feeling the pressure already. Van Gerwen hasn't got his teeth into the match yet. And Jenkins, 170, the big 170. Oh, can see the ouch. So close to having a throw at the ball.
94. Marking required 32.
can't afford to miss here, Michael. Can't afford to miss here. Well, last dart in hand. Finally finds a double. That could be crucial. He's on the board. Because of all the missed doubles, you're not going to hear this very often. Michael Van Gerwen averaging 79
60.
in a semi-final. My, that was important, that double eight.
Certainly the most important dart for him in this semi-final so far. At one point,
97.
go 3-0 down there, struggling to hit the double. Relative now, 2-1. Jenkins is being in command. He needs to go to this first break
100.
ahead. Doesn't want to throw away all the early pressure he's been putting on Van Gerwen. There's his reply. Maximum from Mighty Mike.
Yeah, but spot on with what you said earlier. He's just found a way, hasn't he, Michael Van Gerwen, throughout this tournament.
100.
Andy Hamilton pushed him all the way for the first half of the match. Mark Webster pushed him all the way for the first half of their last 16 clash, but
83.
Van Gerwen just seemed to have an extra gear or two when it really mattered. And again, found a way, didn't he? Finally beat Ian White with a ton plus finish, 10-8. But it was a ton plus finish under pressure. He found a way.
Oh, the 1-2-4 when he was 6-5 up was the one. Because White was making his comeback. All of a sudden did go 6-6.
96.
It's all history now.
Great dart, double 18. Van Gerwen is waiting.
78.
Oh, and Terry, well, after the first dart, you fancied it, didn't you?
2 darts at double for Van Gerwen. Tops to get back to 2-2. Tens. Oh, he's missing again. There's not hitting the double with the ease they were earlier in the competition. Jenkins steps in. He leads 3-1.
Well, that would just weigh on the mind of Michael Van Gerwen, I think. The fact that he's missed 10 darts at doubles and he's under pressure here. Look at this from Terry Jenkins. Oh, Terry Jenkins here. If he could go in at the break, 4-1 up with a double breaker throw. Van Gerwen here, 51 only scored. What a chance here. Van Gerwen missed darts in the opening leg, but crucially there, 2 darts at tops and double 10. And Jenkins is an American darter. Incredible performance from Terry Jenkins.
Well, he's got rid of the early nerves. I'm sure he'll be pumping inside. 2 maximums, needs the 1-4-1. Oh, well, he's getting the normal boos from the audience. He'll get a clap when he walks back round. But more importantly, he's left double 18 for a 10-dart leg and a 4-1 lead at the first break.
Well, it's not often you will say that the break can't come soon enough for Michael van Gerwen. He is in a spot of bother. He could be in an awful lot of trouble here. Terry Jenkins, the Raging Bull, is on a charge. The tournament favourite is in big, big trouble. Jenkins with a double break and throw leads 4-1. Can Michael van Gerwen find a way? Come back for the answer. 4-1 Jenkins in the semi-finals of the UK. A virtuoso performance thus far from Terry Jenkins, who is 4-1 up against the world champion Michael van Gerwen. Michael van Gerwen averaging 83, has missed 10 darts at double, but take nothing away from Jenkins, who has been outstanding from the first dart.
60.
Jenkins, with a double break, has the match in his own hands.
As you can see there, a massive difference between the averages. Almost 15, and that is massive after one session. Let's see what significance the break has. And Jenkins straight back into the treble route, and that's his fourth maximum. Back comes Van Gerwen. Oh, that's better from Van Gerwen. Back-to-back maximums here in Minehead.
Just about to say, until that maximum from Van Gerwen, he just looks flat, no fizz.
140.
Jenkins backing it up with a 140. Well, we're going to see what Van Gerwen's really made of here, aren't we? Over the next 20 minutes, half an hour or so. But Jenkins here, courtesy of those 6 brilliant darts, is closing in on a 5-1 lead.
65.
Well, good thinking from Jenkins. 25, leaves himself a 2-dart finish. If he'd gone for treble 19 or 17, he may have only got 1 dart at the double. But
58.
Michael van Gerwen scoring, despite the maximum, still only left himself 160. Tops for Jenkins. Further increasing the pain for mighty Michael.
Well, Terry Jenkins is playing superbly, and Michael van Gerwen now has to produce his very, very best if he wants to get through to the final of the UK Open. All those years of hurt that Terry Jenkins has suffered, 7 major TV finals. He's lost a lot. Is this his moment? Is this his tournament? Is this his time?
Well, he certainly played better after the break as Van Gerwen. Must be changed his spark plugs. He really needed
85.
some spark. Even his fans there still cheering. But they know he's struggling up there on the stage.
57.
Just needs one of those purple patches like he had against Phil Taylor in the Players' Championships. Like I said, he's always had a way to win his games here this weekend. This is a big, big test.
132.
His best leg so far, that's for sure. Left 32 after 12. You know, it's all about millimetres, isn't it? He wired the ball for 122, Van Gerwen, to win the opening leg. But he's really struggled on the doubles.
In fact, the leg he did win, apart from that one, he struggled on the double and only just about won it. Well, that's his second one. 5-2. Always hard to break anyway, but certainly a player who's playing as well as Terry Jenkins is, even the more difficult.
100.
Well, frustration for Van Gerwen. 100 may not be enough. 5-2 down. This will be a big upset, make no mistake. But Jenkins deserves to be in front, but Jenkins has lost a little bit after the break, hasn't he?
Well, it may be something like that that may spark Michael van Gerwen into one of his runs. As we mentioned, he needs it. Maximum there. Jenkins not scoring like he has done all the way through the match in this leg. Another chance for Michael van Gerwen to pull another leg back. He's found his range. Oh, has he found his range? Back-to-back maximums for MVG.
More like it. This is more like it. This against the throw, and he's left 41 after 9.
121.
So here we go. This to get a leg back. This to get a break of throw back as well. 11 darter. That's more like it. You feel now that this semi-final is very much there for the taking for either player.
Well, we said, didn't we, Stuart, at the start of this session, what significance the break would have.
100.
Well, Michael van Gerwen's hit 4 maximums in 3 legs. 11 dart leg. He's back to 5-3. If he can hold here, he's well and truly back in the match.
Terry Jenkins has just got to keep it together, hasn't he?
140.
You know, we knew that Van Gerwen would burst into life and find that extra gear, but you feel that Terry Jenkins
60.
just got to keep level-headed. I mean, the darts he produced in that opening 5 legs were absolutely terrific. Here he goes again. Here he goes again. Well, 5 180s now in 4 legs of darts, 6 in all for the Dutchman.
Well, talk about a game of 2 halves. Michael van Gerwen is a different player. He looks mad with himself. He knows he hasn't performed early on. Double 12. Almost another 11 dart leg.
69.
Not this time, but he will return.
Jenkins knows he has the game.
145.
Brilliant, brilliant. This, just to put pressure on. You never know. Well, you never know. You just never know. And he's blown it. He's blown it. He's blown it. And that 145 and the momentum could switch once again. Jenkins to pinch it with tops double 10. Biggest start of the match so far.
46.
Oh, and he's missed it. He can't believe he's missed it. Well, Michael van Gerwen has fought really hard to get back in this match. Well, that's the first time he's shown the emotion we're used to for Van Gerwen on the big stage. Gives himself a bit of rocking. Now he's rocking and rolling. 5-4, 1 leg behind.
Well, those 2 misses from Terry Jenkins at tops and double 10. How significant will they prove to be?
96.
Human nature will be thinking about it.
Well, it's easy to say, but this is such a massive leg before the second break.
49.
Leading 5-1. If Van Gerwen can take this one, it's back to 5 apiece. Back with throw. Terry Jenkins will think he's missed a big, big opportunity. But to be fair to Jenkins, I mean, the maximum scores from Van Gerwen in the last 4 or 5 legs has been incredible.
87.
He's got to remember what he did so well in the opening stages of the game.
40.
But too many loose darts, and he hasn't left a finish from 212.
Yeah, be disappointed with that one. Just that slip into the single 1.
60.
Van Gerwen hasn't really done too much damage. 3 darter. Another one of these will leave double 16. Oh, great darts from Jenkins. Will he pay dividends? 118, Van Gerwen.
Yeah. Tops to level the match. Oh, how about that? Well, what a turnaround. That is why Michael van Gerwen is the champion of the world. Terry Jenkins has left 32 to go ahead again, but Michael van Gerwen has won 4 consecutive legs. Fabulous darts from both. What a semi-final. The finale is coming up. Don't go anywhere. Well, what a moment. 118 finish. And the all too familiar Michael van Gerwen celebration. He knows how important that was. And Terry Jenkins in the background was sat on double 16. Van Gerwen, from 5-1 down, has levelled this thrilling semi-final by winning 4 consecutive legs. It really could go either way now. Van Gerwen has the darts. Jenkins has got to do it all over again.
Well, as we saw there, Van Gerwen was pumping up the pressure. Only seen that twice in this match so far. The unmistakable facial expressions of Michael van Gerwen. Well, Van Gerwen has hit 5 180s. Jenkins replies in kind. That's 11 in the match.
And another momentum swing out of the break. You go into the break with Van Gerwen on a high, having level the match at 5-all, and he comes out
67
and hits 45 and 59. Can't call this semi-final. Still to come, Adrian Lewis against Mervyn
100.
King.
Well, Lewis, big favourite there. Mervyn King been playing pretty well despite his back problem.
100.
Michael van Gerwen had a problem after the first session. Got himself back to level. Through first in this leg. Jenkins, first to a finish. Treble 18 for tops. Stay back upstairs. 76 left, treble 20 on leave, double 8. Oh, that's a bad dart there from Terry. May only give him 1 dart at the double.
Took a little bit too long over that for me.
100.
This to go ahead again, this to break. Van Gerwen has not been ahead at any stage in this semi-final.
Well, if this was early in the match, you kind of expect him to hit it, but he's under a bit more pressure now, so that's a great dart from Terry Jenkins. Stops the charge. Van Gerwen, the break has worked twice.
Got to hold his nerve. It's a great performance in that leg, all born out of starting it with a 180. That brilliant adjustment. Jenkins will believe. Jenkins will believe. Of that, there's no doubt. Van Gerwen,
57.
After the break, again, no fizz. He's flat. Well, he's fought so hard to get himself back into this match. Like you say, it just seems to
140.
be very, very flat. Only the 2 fist pumps with Hakan van Gerwen, and then all of a sudden he fires in another maximum. It's like he's in a practice session, Stuart.
123.
Well, 121, 140, 123. Another fantastic leg this from Terry Jenkins. And
58.
again, the pressure is back on the tournament favourite, the world champ. He's got 6 darts from here, Jenkins. No need to panic. Yeah, 20 scored. Treble 19 would be a good one.
39.
Well, made a bit of a mess of that. He got away in the last one when he took out the 71. He's going to have to take out the 78.
Terry requires 78.
Gerwen is on his tail. 20 for his favourite tops. Tops again for Jenkins.
38.
Oh, ouch. On the wire.
87.
Can Van Gerwen level again? Can Van Gerwen level again? Double 9. Well, for me,
78.
he just pulled that one. He rushed that one.
Well, he got the treble 17 to give him the opportunity to take the leg. He didn't take it. So Jenkins has come back from the second break and taken the first 2 legs. Back to 2 legs ahead.
96.
Well, Van Gerwen, you could see a real frustration on his face because he'd done all the hard work with the first dart. It was a brilliant dart, wasn't it, at the treble 17, but
65.
he was way off with both darts at double 18 and double 9, and
140.
needs to find something once again. Jenkins raced into a 5-1 lead. Van Gerwen levelled at 5-all.
100.
Jenkins now with daylight.
Well, Van Gerwen definitely needs one of those purple patches like he did between legs 7 and 10. 5 maximums in that middle session in 4 legs, including an 11 dart leg, a couple of ton plus finishes.
140.
You cannot afford to hang about.
Here's one.
Player of Terry Jenkins' capabilities.
Terry Jenkins, 13 140s. Michael Van Gerwen, 4. Significant.
Well, there you see him. Head on the 180 scale. Those 140s,
100.
crucial.
Absolutely
Absolutely crucial. May stay there. Double 10.
Oh, yes. And a 13
Gets it
play.
eventually.
Double
15, double 10. He singled it. Would have had a shot at the ball.
He didn't half need that, Alan, and no, Jenkins needs a treble.
60.
You can feel the tension, you know. There's 5,000 inside the arena here in Minehead, and they know, they can sense it's now
59.
a critical part of the game, but only 60 from Jenkins, and Van Gerwen can't reply with... Here comes Terry.
121.
Fly up to the left there. Could be reasonably happy with the visit. Has to remember,
60.
he's still leading. Race to 10. 7-6 to Jenkins. Ahead in this leg.
100.
No big trebles.
100.
Finally gets one, but 59, 60 and 100. Van Gerwen's visit in this leg.
100.
Well, you kind of feel that's all Jenkins needs to do. But we don't want to speak too soon.
100.
So often,
So you
this
recall
young man
116.
can fire off 4 or 5 legs with ultimate ease. And he just looks too flat to me. Tops for the ball. And Tops hit by the ball. He leads 8-6, 2 legs away from the UK Open final.
Amazing. Amazing drama at Michael Van Gerwen. I'm not sure at the moment. It doesn't look like he's got anything left in the tank. It really doesn't. But Jenkins now is flying the Raging Bull on a charge towards the UK Open final. Michael Van Gerwen, tournament favourite. This would be a stunning upset from Terry Jenkins.
58.
Nothing there. There is nothing there for Michael Van Gerwen.
Well, he's trying to get himself going. It just isn't happening. And when we had that purple patch in the middle session, we all thought, well, here we go. And then he seems to have gone back to the flatness.
99.
That's quite a bit of time since his game this afternoon.
Well,
105.
great stuff again from Jenkins. He took out 116 to win the last leg. The nearly man of darts. The nearly man of darts is nearly through to the final of the UK Open.
Steady the ship. 56. He's just not finding that first dart, Stuart. Well, great
134.
recovery on the 19s, but is it too late?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it too little too late? Tops, oh, he loves this. He loves this. Double 10. Another huge moment in this match. Another huge dart. Terry Jenkins. Van Gerwen was waiting. Van Gerwen was hoping. Van Gerwen is despairing. Here comes Terry Jenkins, throwing for a place in the final of the UK Open.
He's almost there. He is almost there.
100.
So much experience, Terry Jenkins. You can see the anger, the power,
97.
the focus, the belief. Come on, one more leg. Gerwen. Oh. It's not the races in the last 4 or 5 legs.
Well, I suppose if anyone can, Van Gerwen can. 4 legs to be played. Van Gerwen has to win the lot.
Certainly does.
100.
Has to do it now.
140.
A 140 to follow a 130. So,
130.
Van Gerwen favourite here to get 1 leg back. Double 16. Oh, look at that. Well, that's what he can do. A 134, a 12-darter, and Michael Van Gerwen isn't finished just yet. But he's got to find 3 more very special legs of darts, hasn't he? Oh, fantastic! What a response!
Well, he almost looks like he's in the kitchen making a cup of tea, cutting a slice of cake. 134 finish, followed by the maximum. Is this the moment when he finally wakes up?
57.
Is this the moment? It has to be now. Jenkins still 1 leg away. Still 1 leg away. Could be a maximum. Well, he'll take that.
Got to say, the way that Jenkins has played throughout, under pressure as well, he has held it all together. And Michael Van Gerwen continues to put the pressure on. The next leg, if it does go to another leg, will be the key leg. Van Gerwen's got to get this one won first. Jenkins would have the darts in the next one.
84.
Can he win it on a 145?
Of course he can. Needs the treble first. Oh, not this time yet. You can see the ouch. But Van Gerwen still has to hit the double. Harder to hit when you're saving the match. Done with ultimate ease. Well, is it all over? 9-8, big lead for Jenkins.
You can feel the tension. What a perfect dart. Oh, this is sensational. That is magnificent. That is absolutely magnificent when you're throwing for a place in the final.
Well, we call the pressure, but back comes Van Gerwen. What a great start from Terry Jenkins. Oh, superb darts from Jenkins. He can smell that winning line. Almost there. Got to keep going. But Van Gerwen, back comes MVG. 2 140s, and you almost feel like it's not good enough.
Well, you really can feel the tension. Jenkins here, great cover shot. What a leg. Oh, what a leg, what a dart. He's left himself on 102 after 9. Is Van Gerwen going to crack? Only 100.
102. What 2 great treble 19s they were. This is for the match. Tops for Jenkins to beat the world #1. Well, how close was that? Well, not as close as it could have been. This one has to go.
Bullseye for Van Gerwen. So Jenkins now steps up for what will be one of the biggest wins of his career. And he's done it! He's done it! Terry Jenkins, so often the darting bridesmaid, is through to the final of the UK Open. A stunning, stunning result.